So today we are creating a layout to celebrate the wonderful achievement by three of my fellow YouTube creators. And first I want to say congratulations to Nikki K at More Than Pretty Paper, who has reached 500 subscribers to her YouTube channel. And then to Rona at Scrap Rona and Lisa at My Scrapbook Table, who have both achieved 1,000 subscribers. And so, ladies, bravo, bravo, bravo. That is an amazing accomplishment. And I recognize the hard work that goes into reaching those achievements. And so, you've done a wonderful job. And thank you for your contributions to all of us viewers to help us enjoy our scrapbooking and paper crafting hobby even more. Thank you. And thank you for letting me be a part of this hop. So the instructions for joining this hop was to make a layout that we like, that we enjoy about a story or something that we love. And so, as I was trying to come up with the idea for it, I took those instructions and said, one more thing. What is your highest priority project right now? And that is my month in review. I am so behind in my 2025 month in review. I said, if you can both celebrate with Nikki, Lisa, and Rana and get a layout into your month in review album, you will be very happy. So I want to talk a little bit about my month in review because I do it on the Creative Memories, what I call classic refill pages. And Creative Memories is the main company, I think there is one other, that makes this style of album refill pages. And I will admit, when I first started scrapbooking, I wasn't a fan of this style. And for many, many years, I did not do it. A lot of people, I think the top loading pages are the favorite for most people. But eventually I got around to giving these a try and I really like them. But one of the things I have found when I use this paper to scrapbook on is that I don't use as much paper. And I think it's really good when you are trying to stretch your paper. These make great backgrounds. Now, anything I'm doing with these types of refill pages with the jeeping can also be done with top loading pages. So there's nothing exclusive about doing that. But I found that I use less paper. I find that my layouts go really fast. And if you would like to see me make more layouts on these types of refill pages, please leave a message down in the comments and I'll be glad to work more on these refill pages on this channel. So now let's get started with our layout. I have these 4 photos taken of my birthday and I'll be cutting them up, but they'll go something like this on my page. I'm going to be using 1 sheet of paper from the Celebrations Designer Paper Pack, at least one for right now. This came out in 2025. And so the paper I've chosen, I really like this paper with the balloons and I like the colors. And then this is the back side. Now, I am not a big fan of papers with a whole lot of words on them. And so I am going to use it though, because I really think that my photos will look pretty nice against it. So I think my photos look good on this. And with a mat around it, it's going to cover up most of the words. And so because I already pretty much have my background, all I'm going to do is cut my paper. And this is one of those super fast, super easy designs that can go by so quickly. So I'm just going to make 2 cuts and I want a 3-inch band across the bottom of the page. So I'm going to cut horizontally 3 inches, and I'm just going to even cut it from the bottom of the paper. Okay. Now I'm going to be using this side of the paper that's remaining, and I want it to be basically a mat to put my photos on, but I want to have a little bit of the white showing through as a frame. So I'm going to cut off 1 inch. So I'll have a 1/2 inch margin around the paper. So I'm now cutting this down to be 11 inches, and it's 9 inches tall. So it's going to be 11 inches across and 9 inches tall. So this is essentially the layout design. It's just a 3-inch band across the bottom, and then this block, which is 11 inches wide by 9 inches tall. I have tucked it in a little bit to give me a little margin around the top. And so the one thing I think I want to do is corner around these upper left and right corners. So I'm going to just use my corner rounder. I don't think I got that in there good. There we go. One thing I like about the Creative Memories corner rounder is that it has a little space to hold the paper as it's cutting away so it doesn't go flying all over the place. So now I have this big mat for my photos, and I'm going to trim my photos in a moment, but this is pretty much the look I'm going for. I'm considering putting a mat around that one, and I can do one of two things. I can let my base hang over a little bit, or I can let it be tucked in a little bit. And I actually think I like the letting it hang over a little bit. I don't want to corner around those though. So I'm going to trim down my photos and get them on the page, and then we'll see where we go next. I have to say that I really like this time for cake right here. I think it's just perfect for this layout. So this is a dry fit of my photos, and as I'm looking at this arrangement, I don't mind having a few of the words on the letters show through. I actually like this time for cake here. I think I may turn it into a title. And I am asking myself, do I want or need to put mats around my photos? I do think I want to put a mat just around this photo here, because I think this is the main photo that is the subject of this, which is me having a birthday. And my approach to birthdays is not big celebrations. It's just actually a day of being thankful to actually have a birthday. So my birthdays are low key, and having a little piece of cake is a little treat, and that's how I like to celebrate. So I'm going to find a mat for this photo and adhere everything down so far, and then see how to decorate the page. So now I've been able to adhere my photos down, and I found this variety mat card from the pool party, and it is 4.5 by 6.5. I usually don't use a mat card quite this large, but I decided to let it stay, and I think it's just right to put this paper on. The colors blend in beautifully with the Celebrations paper color palette. And so I just want to do a couple of other things. I think I want to find something to put in here, in this spot right here. And I want this time for cake to stand out. So I'm going to use my jelly roll pen, which I got from Creative Memories, and I'm going to outline the words time for cake. And let's hope this works. So I have this scrap of paper that I cut off and is left over. So I'm going to test my pen on the scrap paper before I put it on my layout, just to make sure that my pen is working well and that my idea, yes, it's going to show up beautifully. So I'm going to, with my white jelly roll pen, put some dotted lines around the words time for cake, but I'm going to use my ruler. I like straight lines, and I'm going to use that to kind of guide my pen, because this ruler is guiding me on making this little stitched look. And one thing I'm learning right this moment is to hold my pen straight down, not at an angle. And that is giving me the best stitched look. And I like that. I don't think there's room for a stitch at the top, but I will do the sides. And sometimes with these pens, you need to give them a second to dry. And I really like how that turned out. And here's my final layout. It was super fast and easy, and I'm so glad to have another layout completed in my month in review project for 2025. I found some embellishments called Birthday Bash, and I got this Happy Birthday and the Let's Eat Cake from there. And I thought that was just perfect. And the colors go well together as well. So I'm really glad about that. And then I got two stickers from my Totally Tonal Island Water collection that I've been hoarding. This collection came out in 2023, and I said, stop hoarding it, use it. So I got this sticker and this Notch Banner sticker from there. And so the paper is pretty much the remaining decoration. And I like having the white frame. I also like my rounded corners here at the top and this little bit of overlap. I thought about putting something here, but I don't want to be too much of a distraction. So I wish that I had inked the top of the balloon paper right here. It's not standing out against the white background. So what I'm going to do to mitigate that is I'm going to lift this up just a bit. I have this dual tip pen. It just came out from Creative Memories. And this color is called Chocolate. It's a new color. And it sold out pretty quickly. And they said they'll have it back in December. And I'm going to take the wide tip and I'm going to carefully put the edge of my tip and color my paper. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to protect the other papers, I'm going to slip this cardstock in, and I'm just going to rub the side of my tip, and I just need a little bit against the edge of my paper. and see what a difference just putting that little edge makes. And so I'm putting the tip on this side as well. So this makes a big difference to delineate where the balloon paper ends and the white background begins. So I'm really happy I added a little bit of inking on these little edges right here. And I got some embellishments. The happy birthday and the let's eat cake came from Birthday Bash. The tag sticker and the notched banner sticker came from Totally Tonals, the Island Waters set. And this layout overall is easy and fast. And I'm really relieved to get one more page of my month in review completed. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you'll give it a like and subscribe to this channel. And I also hope that you're going to go visit Nikki, Rona, and Lisa and help celebrate their wonderful achievements, plus all of the other wonderful creators who are on this hop. The link is in the description, and I hope you will enjoy seeing all the fabulous creations that they are presenting today as well. Have a fine, scrappy day.